Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review. This time I'm doing a 5-figure unboxing of Masters of the Universe Masterverse from the Netflix series Revelation. Starting with the good guys, doing Roboto. Of course, he is the one who fused the swords together, and I think he died a heroic death. I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. So if you're pissed off, I mean that happened a year ago. So I don't know if I don't know if you'd be watching this if you didn't see the series already. It's ruined. Anyway, the Sorceress, the way that we meet her in the series, and this is Teela as we meet her in the series. Of course, Teela goes through a number of changes, and one is that she quits the King's Guard. Again, spoilers. And then she's wearing sort of the outlaw thing, and then she transitions into a new uniform for Revolution. So the Sorceress, I think she got through this. At the end of Revelation, Teela becomes the Sorceress. I'm sorry, there is no other. She doesn't rejoin the army or anything. So with that, let's look at the villains in this. Not wave. I'm way behind on opening things, so I'm just putting up figures that I have not opened yet, which is Evil-Lyn as we meet her in the series, and Mer-Man. I believe this is how we meet him in the series. If I'm not mistaken, he gets a scar on his eye, and maybe that was after a confrontation or something. Maybe this is how we meet him as well. I can't remember. Seemed like Mer-Man went through a transformation where he had the shirt off and he had the kind of the slash over his eye, but I'm not absolutely sure. So all of these guys have great artwork on the side. It's very cool. It's not from the cartoon, which is fine. It's from a fantasy artist who, of course, I don't know who the fantasy artist is, but it's very reminiscent of kind of the file cards and that kind of artwork. It's just really nice art on the side of all the boxes. And on the back, of course, it's just a larger piece of art that's different from the side. So, let's see, Evil-Lyn. It's very cool. Mer-Man, awesome. Teela. Very cool backing of all of these. Really cool, nice additional art. Again, would prefer something that you could cut out and keep. If you're really good, you can cut this out and keep it, but it's very challenging to do that. Of course, everybody on the other side has their names and sort of their specialty. You know, heroic mechanical warrior and heroic guardian of the Castle Grayskull, things like that. So these are very cool boxes, very cool figures. The cartoon was really cool. I like that a lot. So with that, why don't we get these guys out of the package and see what we think about them? Okay, now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at them and their accessories, starting with, let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, I'll start with the left. Roboto. Roboto has the two halves of the sword that he fuses together in one to allow He-Man his transforming sword. And he comes with alternate hands. Of course, this is his regular hand. And this is kind of a cannon hand. Or an amplifying hand. I'm not really sure what this armed cannon does. And then he has this that I put on. It looks cool. Looks like the pieces kind of slide out and out of the way. And a little blaster comes out. Very cool. And of course, he's holding the other half of that sword. Three, two, one. Clear chest. You can see some of the gears, very large details on the inside. which is cool because I think the details were large in the cartoon. Because if they were small, you'd have to animate the crap out of that. And I don't think anybody wants to do that. But the face, really cool. Reminds me of like that robot DuckTales guy. I don't remember his name, but it's reminiscent. But it's really cool. The blue against the oranges really pops. The purple trunks. There's a lot of color in this guy's costume, or in his robotic wear, whatever. He has the knee pads, giant knee pads, man. These are cool. They don't move, but they do not hinder the articulation either. So you put that all the way up, and that's really cool. Of course, it's got a lot of articulation. I won't go over all the articulation, but he is bursting with articulation. And that is Roboto. That's a quick and dirty review. Here's Roboto, and that's Roboto. So let's take a closer look at Teela as we see her at the beginning of Masters of the Universe Revelation. She has an alternate portrait. Teela's alternate portrait is really cool. It's got the hair coming down, and it isn't the hair up. I'm not sure if she takes the sort of the crown off when she leaves, and her hair falls around her, and that's how she sort of leaves the king's chamber. That's the bedroom. The king's throne room after she quits at the beginning of Revelation. But it's a really cool addition to the figure, along with two more hands. She's got sort of an open hand, which is holding the sword, and she's got a holding hand and a fist hand, and she's got another holding hand on her, so she can throw punches and everything. Teela comes with a large shield that she gets on her arm easily. You won't have to take the hand off as long as the hand is this sort of motioning hand. Comes right up. Of course, you can take the hand off if you're going to put the fist in it or something like that. Something a little bit more difficult to put the shield in. And of course, she comes with the sword, which I'm pretty sure is kind of a standard guard sword, but it is Teela's guard sword, so that is very cool. Teela's guard uniform is almost classic Masters of the Universe. It doesn't have sort of the shell design on the chest or sort of the I don't know, the panty bottoms that you call on the legs. It's a more dignified guard's uniform, but it is a really cool. It's completely reminiscent of the uniform she wears for the original cartoon, and it's just really cool. It's got a lot of nice design elements with the gold and the dark yellow and the white. It looks very cool, and the headgear, and it's a great likeness of Teela. Also, it's a great figure. I like the what do you call it? The kind of the fur around the boots. That's very cool too. Sorceress is very cool. She comes with alternate hands. I have her holding hand in one, where she's holding the staff, and a gesturing hand with the other. And she has a gesturing hand for the other, and she has a holding hand. So 2 holding hands, 2 gesturing hands, but she could do this. Hey, don't mess with me. I'm the sorceress. Yeah, I know. That's the least intimidating thing without the presence of arms ever. So it's very cool. You can see the eagle cowl with the gold eagle eyes with the black and the blue beak, and just the really nice colors, the orange and the blue, the white staff, the cape, which has loops on it. And the way that I got these on was I sort of twisted the bicep back so the arm was coming behind so that I could line it up. I took the hand off, and then I used her staff. Her staff has this ball at the end of it, and I wrapped the loop around the ball, and I stuck it against the end of the stump, and I slid that onto the arm. And I repeated that on Evil-Lyn. Evil-Lyn has 4 loops also, so I had to repeat that on Evil-Lyn. The straps aren't easy to line up. They aren't easy to sort of put on. They're not real stretchy or anything. But once they're on, they are solid, and you can move the arm around, and the cape comes with it. It's very cool. I like that a lot. There's the trim back here, the kind of the fur trim orange right back there. The staff, of course, one color. Most of the Masterverse weapons are one color, like the Origins figures. This one is... No, that's not bent. Okay. I thought it was bent. I was like, no, why is this bent already? I don't know what this is. The trim sort of doesn't sit down evenly. It sort of drifts off to one side. I'm wondering if that's to allow this leg for more room, or if it's supposed to be that she's supposed to be looking like she's standing in the wind at all times. But the figure is really cool. It's absolutely the Sorceress kicked up a notch. This and Teela could easily be, well, and Roboto and Mer-Man could easily be new Eternia versions, because they are extremely classic, just with the volume turned way up on them. As for Evil-Lyn, she is in an appearance that I've never seen before in comics or on cartoons. This is the way she appears in Revelation, especially at the beginning. She appears differently sort of throughout, but she has the bat cowl, which is kind of in not competition. I don't know if bats and eagles are at war or anything, but if Sorceress is the good magic user, Evil-Lyn's definitely the bad magic user, and the bad magic user has a bat head. So the beady yellow eyes, the big bat ears, the blue fur tuft to sort of mirror the Sorceress's attire, but then it's sort of a black on kind of a light purple, sort of garter belt kind of configuration. Looks like she's kind of wearing like kind of like a jumper, but like not a jumper because it doesn't cover legs. I'm not sure what you would call that, but there's definitely space in between where it looks like, you know, garter belt would hold that together, but there is no lines on it. But it's the look from the cartoon. So let's start with the accessories. And she has alternate hands. So she has 2 gesturing hands and 2 grip hands. And this is a better look at the accessories, where she has the gloves, the black nail polish, and that is her alternate hands. Remember, 2 grip hands and 2 gesturing hands for Evil-Lyn. I'm not sure why I said remember. I'm not going to quiz you afterwards. That'd be weird. I might quiz you. Who knows? She comes with the staff that she always comes with. This thing becomes extremely important in the cartoon as it goes throughout the season. It's really cool to see it here with a point of difference. It's silver and purple, and not just sort of one color or the other. So it's a nice touch. And as I said, she has the wings. I'm assuming bat wings, because the Sorceress is rocking like eagle wings. So this is very cool. Like, it's like a kind of an Elvira, kind of Batman-ish, or Batwoman. Could be Batwoman. Kind of Batwoman-ish. But you can see where the straps go around the arms. Again, took off the hands, used the Sorceress's staff, sort of wrapped the loop around Sorceress's staff. Don't get it past here, because then it's hard to slip it off of that. Just get it kind of around here, and then sort of push it against there, and then push it off. And it goes right on. Just, I don't want to say it just goes right on like it's super easy. It was still a little bit of effort to get that stuff through, but once it got through, man, wow, it looks really good. And I'm glad those loops were there. I'm glad they included them. Mattel really did a great job on this figure and on the Sorceress figure and doing the fabric cape and everything. Just tons of articulation. Evil-Lyn looks great, and of course, you know, we get different versions of Evil-Lyn throughout the series. And I don't know if we get one for Revolution or not, but it could be on its way. Who knows? But this is a really cool figure. And last but not least is the Scourge of the Seven Seas, or the Scourge of the Deep, or the Scourge. And I just like saying Scourge, like I'm Batman. Anywho, this is Mer-Man from Revolution. I think this is where we meet him. He is not sort of angry and scarred up yet, but it's cool. He's got the gem in the center of his chest, which speaks to the fact that the ocean is probably covered with gems. Probably got that out of a giant pearl. He's got one cool gem on his belt with the designs that sort of look like his gills, which is very cool. The skirt thing kind of looks like seaweed, which is really nice. The tops of his boots have these little crowns, which is really cool. The armor has all of these little things. It looks like a reef, like kind of a cool reef. And of course the sword is just like the original was, where it has all the stuff on it, where it looks like it's a coral sword with actual living organisms on it, but of course all one color. But I love the portrait, the angry look on his face. The portrait is nice. The texture on the armor is really cool. Looks like he's been living in the deep. It looks like there are like coral is forming on the armor, if the armor is not made of coral already. Everything about this guy screams underwater. It's really cool figure. Mer-Man is just classic. He's straight up classic. Teela and Mer-Man and Evil-Lyn from this review are extremely classic. And in the Revolution series, very cool. I'm happy to have the figures and to add all 5 of these to my collection. So until next time, enjoy your toys.